This is Nanu, and he is purchasing lots of things in it. So he is Nanu, and what we have studied in the last lecture, this is Nanu, and he is purchasing many things in the back because Nanu came to his Nani house and there is a birthday of Nanu and Sham. This is a cousin of Nanu. He had purchased many things for Nanu's birthday. And Sham, who was the cousin of Nanu, he had made beautiful papier Mickey mask made of paper mask. So this is the mask is made by the Sham, and he made mask for Nanu's friend. He had a special gift for Nanu as well. So he also purchased for his birthday the gift of for Nanu, a photo frame and a greeting card made from the paste of all pieces of Nanu had thrown away. So Nanu had thrown all the pieces of paper, but the Sham made photo frame and greeting card from these paper pieces. नानू ने जो पेपर के पीस फेंक दिए थे, शाम ने उसके greeting card बनाए and photo frame बनाए. It was a very new experience for Nanu. All his friends went to home with their mask. Nanu was too excited. So Nanu was too excited to finish his meal and look at his gifts. So this is Nanu. He was very surprised and he want to see his gifts. Nanu returned home. So after vacations, Nanu comes to his home. When holidays was over, Nanu returned home. How different the town was, Sham village? It was very totally different. There were no rag pickers in the village as it was neat and clean. So the village of Nani, it has no rag pickers. So it has no rag pickers. जो गली में सामान उठाते हैं, in the village there was no rag pickers. But now he stopped making faces when he saw the rag picker children near house. Because Nanu lives in town, and in the town there are rag picking child. But when he see the rag picking child near his house, then he stopped making faces. जब वो अपने आसपास गंद उठाने वाले चाइल्ड को देखता था, तो उसने अपने फेस बनाना बंद कर दिया. पहले वो उनको देख के मुंह बनाता था, बट अब उसने मुंह बनाना बंद कर दिया. You might have seen some child sorting the garbage near you. As you know, in near our house or near at any place, there are some children who sort the garbage, useful garbage and useless garbage. He separate the garbage. Observe the child at work and find out how they separate useful material from the garbage. So you have to find how they separate and why they separate. So why they are separate? Because in the garbage, there are so many things that are useful, and how they separate with their hands, they separate. Next is talk to such child and find out. So you have to talk to such type of child, and you have to find out what they do with these garbage. When these type of child, जो child जो अपना गंद उठाते हैं आसपास से, वो उनका जो गार्बेज है उसका क्या करते हैं? Does he go to school? No. They go to school? No. Why they don't go to school? Because they don't have money. What about his friends? So you should talk to these type of child, and with the help of this talk you can find these type of information. Is they go to school, his friends or her friends? If they do not go to school, you have to find the possible reason. So you have to find the possible reason behind why they are not going to school. Can you help them? Yes, we can help them to read and write. Have you ever helped at home to sell old newspaper? As you know, when in our house, we are collecting plastic bags in our house, we are collecting glass, metal things, and we are collecting old newspapers, and we are collecting these type of old newspapers, glass, metal things, and plastic bags and old newspaper. So when we collect these type of things in our house, we sell them to the seller of these things. तो हम घर पे सामान कलेक्ट करते हैं, हम इसको क्या कर देते हैं? बेच देते हैं. Talk to him and find out what he does with all these garbage. So you must talk to these dealer. So these type of dealer, and what they do with this old newspaper, glass, plastic bag. So they recycle these substance. Would you like to make paper from old and discarded paper like Sham? So Sham asked that you want to make new paper, you want to like new paper from the old paper? Yes. You want to like a new paper from the old paper? Yes. So what is the technique? So this is the technique of recycling of paper. So what do you mean by recycling of paper? So how can we make new paper from the old paper? So for this, you require old newspaper, old magazines, used envelope, notebooks, and any another paper. So you require these type of things to make a new paper. When we are making a new paper, you don't use shiny paper. So you have to remember one thing. You don't use the shining paper. You have to use simple paper. So you can use envelope, notebooks, magazines, or newspaper. And you will also need a frame fitted with wire mesh or a net. So you want a frame in which there is a net. Then there is a net. In this wire mesh you can use. You can also use the large sieve in place of frame. If frame is not available, suppose frame is not available, we can use sieve. So we can use if frame is not available. So firstly, we what needs all newspapers, magazines, envelope, all notebooks, and also you need a wire mesh a frame fitted with wire mesh net. If this frame is not available, we can use sieve. So अगर frame available नहीं है तो हम छाननी use कर सकते हैं. Tear the paper into small pieces. From the old newspapers, we can convert into very, very small pieces and you put them in a tub. Suppose this is tub and you put all papers in this tub and pour water into it. Then we will add some water into it. Make a thick paste of paper by pounding in it. When we add these paper into water, firstly you tear the paper into small pieces and then you put them in a tub and then we are adding water. So we wait for a day. And after one day, the paper will submerge in the water. Then what we have made? A paste of paper. So you firstly, what is the process? How can we recycle paper? Firstly, convert the paper into very, very small piece. Then we will take a bucket. Then in the bucket, we will add, put them in, then we will add these paper pieces in the tub. We will add paper pieces in the tub. Then we add some, then we will add some water. We are adding water into the tub. Then these paper will mix into the water in a day and make a thick paste of paper by pounding in it. Pounding means to convert into very, very small pieces. उसको बिल्कुल चूर-चूर करके हम क्या बना सकते हैं? Thin paste of paper. So thin paste of paper is ready in the tub. And now next procedure is, now spread the wet paste on the wire mesh fixed to the frame. So you have to take the frame and in the frame there is a wire mesh, means this is the wire mesh fixed in this frame. Then put all the thin paste of paper into the wire mesh. If this wire mesh is not available, we can use sieve. So put all thin paste into the sieve. Pat it gently to make the thickness of the layer of the paste as uniform as possible. So we have to make it uniform so that equal distribution is there. Wait till water drains off. जब तक इसमें से पानी नहीं निकल जाता छाननी में से, तब तक हमें वेट करना है. If required, spread an old cloth or sheet of newspaper on the paste to let it soak in the extra water. If water is not going out, so we can add some old pieces of paper. We can add old pieces of paper such that the water comes out. So it soak up the extra water. सबसे पहले क्या करना है, हमें स्मॉल पेपर को हमने स्मॉल पीसेस में कन्वर्ट करना है. फिर इसको हमने टब में डालना है. टब में डालने के बाद फिर हमने पानी डालना है. पानी डालने के बाद थिन पेस्ट बन गई। अब उसको जो सीव है, सीव लेके सीव में से इसमें से हमने थिन पेस्ट डालनी है। थिन पेस्ट डालने के बाद अगर पानी नहीं निकलता तो हम और न्यूज़पेपर और डाल देंगे ताकि वो पानी को सोख ले। सो नेक्स्ट प्रोसेस इज now carefully remove the layer of the paste from the frame. Now you have to remove the layer of the paste. So you have to remove the layer of the paste, the frame. Now this is ready. You can remove from the sieve and then you spread these paste in the sun. Keep the corner of the newspaper sheet pressed by putting some weight. So if there is a you have to put in the corner or corner of the sheet having some weight. इस जो शीट्स है न्यूज़पेपर शीट है इनके कॉर्नर पे हमने क्या रख देने हैं वेट्स ताकि ये कर्ल ना हो so that it does not curl. So you should use weights at the corner of the paper sheet. You can add, so in the newspaper you can add food color, you can add pieces of dry leaves, or you can add pieces of colored paper in the paste before spreading into the ground. It would help you to get recycled paper with a beautiful pattern. If you want a paper with the beautiful pattern, firstly you can add food color, you can add flower petals, and you can add colored paper. Then you put paper in the sun. So in this way we can get, this is a new paper. The new paper is recycled from the old newspaper or paper. Now new paper is ready from the old paper. So again I am repeating, how can we recycle paper? Which things are required? Or newspaper, magazines, envelope, notebooks. Firstly, and what other needs? A frame fitted with net. If not available, we can use sieve. What is the process? So you convert the paper, suppose this is paper, you convert into very, very small pieces. So you convert these paper into very, very small pieces. Suppose a bucket. Suppose in the bucket you are adding pieces of paper. So this is the paper pieces. Now you can add water. Now we are adding water. Then after adding water, what is ready? So then this piece of paper remains submerged in water. So this paper will submerge in water. Firstly, we will add paper pieces. Then after we will add water. Then paper is mixed with water. Then paper paste is ready. And now you take these paper waste, you take these paper paste on the wire mesh. If wire mesh is not available, we can use sieve. Suppose this is a wire mesh and we are adding, then we will put all these paste, the paste of paper paste, we will put these paper paste in the wire mesh so that water comes out it. So water comes out it, and if water does not come out it, agar water bahar nahi nikalta, so we add paper, all papers, so that it so that it absorb water from the paper paste. अगर पेपर से अगर पानी नहीं निकल रहा तो हम old papers लगा सकते हैं कि वो वहां से पानी को वो सोख ले. Now you have to, and if required, old cloth is used, and now now this paper paste is ready. You put in the sun. If you want a beautiful pattern recycled paper, you can add food color in, and you can add dry leaves. You can add pieces of colored paper in the paste. Add food color to the paste. Then put these paste in the sunlight. And after one day, the new paper is ready. So after one day, the new paper is ready. So this is the last topic, plastic, boon or a curse. So plastic is beneficial also, and it has also side effects. So we will study the topic plastic in detail. This is the last topic of this lesson. Some kinds of plastic can be recycled, but not all of them. As we know, there are so many plastic, thermosetting plastic. So there are so many kinds of plastic. So some plastic can be recycled, but some cannot be recycled. Did you notice that polythene bag and some plastic did not rot in activity 1? So when we do activity 1 in this chapter, some clothes did not rot. कुछ जो हमने activity 1 की थी, कुछ उसमें polythene bag थे और plastic थे, उसमें कुछ भी change नहीं आया था, उसमें कुछ भी rotting नहीं हुई थी. And why polythene bag create a big problem in garbage disposal? If we throw polythene bag in the garbage, then it is a very big problem. So we will understand why it is a problem. It may be little difficult to imagine our life without plastic. As we know, we are dependent on the plastic, and without plastic, life is very difficult. Shall we list a few things we use that are made up of plastic? So toys, it is also made up of plastic. Shoes, bags, pen, combs, toothbrush, buckets, bottle, water pipes. So these are made from the plastic. So question is, write the objects that are made up of plastic. Answer is toys, shoes, bags, pen, combs, toothbrush, buckets, water pipes. So these are made up of plastic. Can you name a few parts of the bus and car, radio, television, refrigerator, and scooter that is made up of plastic? Yes. In television, we also use plastic. In the radio, we also use plastic. So there are so many things in which we used plastic. The use of plastic might not create much of problem. Problem arise when we use plastic excessively. So if we use plastic in a good manner, it is not a problem. If it is used in excess quantity, then it is a very big problem. So use of plastic is not a problem, but excessive use is a very big problem. So because the disposal of plastic is very difficult. This is what is happening all around us. We might even be acting irresponsible. So we throw all this plastic in the way, and the disposal is very difficult, and it has very harmful effects. So it has very harmful effects. We should use often plastic bags to store cooked food items. So we use only plastic bags to store cooked food items. So if you want to use, so we have to use cooked plastic. So we have to use plastic bag. We use these type of plastic bag to store food items, but it is harmful. If we put, if we go to our school, we use the plastic containers, and we sometimes use plastic bag to keep all eatable things, but it is very harmful. Sometimes these bags may not be suitable. If we put all the fruits in the plastic bags, or this is harmful. Consuming food packets in such plastic bags could be harmful. So if we eat the food packed in the plastic bags, sometimes it is very harmful. Many a time shopkeeper use plastic bag that have been used earlier for sometimes. Sometimes when we go to shopping, shopkeeper used the old plastic bags, and this is also very harmful. कई बार shopkeeper भी हमें use किया हुआ polythene दे देते हैं. Sometime plastic bag collected by rag pickers are also used after washing them. So this is also very, very harmful. And how it is harmful? When rag pickers, the child who carry the garbage near our home, they wash these type of bags and they reuse it. This is very, very harmful. Some of such recycled plastic bags to keep good food items could be harmful for our health. Sometimes some plastic bags that are recycled, this is very harmful. So we should not use these recycled plastic bags for storing our food. For storing our food, eatable things, we should not use plastic bags. So we have all kind of plastic give out harmful gases. When plastic is burnt, it produce harmful gases. So it produce harmful gases. So when we burn the plastic, it produce harmful gases. So, and these gases creates many health problems, just like cancer. The government also has laid down guideline for recycling of plastic. So we should take the steps to recycle the plastic. Paheli would like to suggest that containers used for storing poisonous substance should be recycled separately. So you have to know that Paheli would like to suggest that we use these type of container for storing this poisonous substance should be recycled separately. So Paheli is asking that, Paheli gives a suggestion that the container used for poisoning substance, so we put poison in some containers, so you should take a separate container for storing these type of substance. And when we use these type of containers, these should be recycled separately. And such recycled plastic should not be used to make plastic bag. जो हम poisonous substance को store करने के लिए containers use करते हैं, उसको हमें दोबारा यूज नहीं करना चाहिए. अगर उसको हम recycle कर रहे हैं तो उसके plastic bag को भी हमें यूज नहीं करना चाहिए. You must have noticed that people often garbage in the plastic bag. As we know, when people goes nearby his house, and then he throw all the garbage in the he or sometimes he fill the garbage in the plastic bag. So and then he throw in the street, and it create a very big problem. And what the problem? When stray animals look for food in these bags, suppose in the plastic bags there is a garbage. When some animals eat, when some animal eat the open, when some animal these plastic bags, and when they eat these garbage, then sometimes it dies. Sometimes it dies, and so these animal is dying because of when we throw the garbage in the plastic bag and we throw it away. So you should not throw in the way. So due to this, the animals are dying. The plastic bags thrown away carelessly on the road. Sometimes we throw it on the road, and due to these, the drains are blocked. जो हमारी नालियां हैं वो बंद हो जाती हैं अगर हम प्लास्टिक बैग को हम रोड पे फेंक देते हैं या ड्रेन्स पे फेंक देते हैं. And these will also block our sewer system. So sometimes the sewer system is blocked. So this whole system is blocked due to these garbage, and these drains are also blocked. And when these drains are blocked, the water collects. Then water collects, and due to these water collecting, the earth situation flood like comes. जब आसपास नालियां रुक जाती हैं तो बारिश के टाइम कैसी सिचुएशन आ जाती है, पानी इकट्ठा हो जाता है और फ्लड आ जाता है. एंड सो देयर इज अ वेरी there is a very garbage in excess quantity in the water. So these create many problems. So what can we do to minimize overuse of plastic? So how can we minimize the use of plastic? We make a minimum use of plastic bag. So you should use plastic bag in minimum quantity. You have to use the cloth bag. You should not use plastic bag. And if we are using plastic bag, we have to reuse this bag. If possible, we have to reuse it again. Second step is we insist shopkeeper to use paper bag. When we go to shopping, we have to compel the shopkeeper give us paper bag. And if paper bag is not available, we can use our or cloth bag or jute bag. जब हम शॉपिंग पे जाते हैं तो हमें क्लॉथ का कपड़े का जो बैग यूज करना चाहिए या जूट का बैग यूज करना चाहिए. We do not use plastic bag to store eatables. So if we are storing eatable things, the things which are able to eat, so we don't use these eatable things in plastic bags because plastic is harmful. We do not throw plastic bag here and there. When we use plastic bag, we should not throw it nearby. We should never burn. You have to, this is very important point. You should not burn plastic bag because it produces harmful gases. If we burn the plastic bag, it produces harmful gases. So next is 6th point. We do not put garbage in the plastic bags and throw it away. So you have to remember, you don't put these garbage in the plastic bag. जो हम हमारे घर का गंद है उसको हम प्लास्टिक बैग में नहीं डालना चाहिए. अगर डाला है तो उसे हमें दूर नहीं फेंकना चाहिए. आपने आसपास में नहीं फेंकना है, उसको हमें डिस्पोज करना है. You should not put garbage in here and there. And we use vermicompost at home. So you have to convert these garbage into compost. So we can make vermicompost as well as compost at your home. And you have to recycle paper. So recycling process is showing in the class. So you have to recycle the papers. So you can make new paper from the old paper. And if we are doing work on the notebook, if we are doing a work on the notebook, we have to use both sides. So we have to use the both sides of paper. So if we are writing in a notebook, use a slate for rough work. So when we are doing rough work, use a slate. Next is we make our family, friends and others to follow practices for disposing different kinds of waste. So we can also make a group and you have to follow the same techniques to dispose these garbage. And we have to think about how can we dispose these garbage and how can we use minimum overuse of plastic. The most important point to know and think about is the more garbage we generate and more difficult it will be get rid of it. So this is very important point. जो भी हम garbage दिन में generate करते हैं, बहुत सारा garbage हम generate करते हैं, लेकिन उसको जो dispose करना, it is very difficult. So more difficult it will be get rid of it. So we have to create less garbage. So you have to create less garbage. So these are the points. How can we minimize the use of plastic and what steps we can do at our home or outside our home. So if you have any query regarding this topic, you can ask.